In the distant reaches of the galaxy, the planet Zethar-9 stood on the brink of annihilation. Once a vibrant world, its lush landscapes were now scarred by the relentless advance of the Zorthax Empire, a ruthless alien race bent on conquest. The Zetharians, proud and resilient, fought valiantly to defend their home, but their advanced technologies and strategies paled in comparison to the overwhelming force of the Zorthax. As the last bastion of hope crumbled, the Zetharians made a desperate call for help. The message echoed across the cosmos, reaching an unassuming blue planet known as Earth. It was here that a small group of humans, renowned for their unyielding spirit and unexpected ingenuity, received the distress signal. Commander Lila Carter, a seasoned leader with a knack for improvisation, felt a spark of determination ignite within her. "We can't leave them to face the Zorthax alone," she declared, rallying her team. In a matter of hours, they were aboard the interstellar cruiser Voyager, hurtling through the stars toward Zethar-9. As they neared the planet, Lila couldn't shake the weight of responsibility. The Zetharians had fought bravely, but they were on the verge of losing everything. This wasn't just a mission, it was a chance to change the tide of war. Upon landing, the humans were greeted by Commander Phalar, the Zetharian leader. His sharp, angular features mirrored the desperation in his eyes. "You arrived just in time," he said, his voice strained. "Our forces are faltering. The Zorthax approach with a fleet that outnumbers us 10-1. Lila exchanged glances with her team. "We need to regroup and strategize. We can't rely on conventional tactics. We'll need to think outside the box." The Zetharians, though initially skeptical, were quickly drawn in by the humans' energy and determination. As night fell, the teams worked tirelessly, blending Zetharian technology with human ingenuity. Lila devised a plan that leveraged the element of surprise. They would create a decoy fleet, drawing the Zorthax away from the real attack. It was risky, but in desperate times, boldness was often rewarded. The day of the battle dawned, and the air crackled with tension. The Zetharian fleet, now reinforced with human ships, stood ready. As the Zorthax forces descended, the decoys took off, creating a dazzling display of lights and sounds that echoed through space. Lila and Fowler watched from the command center, hearts pounding. The Zorthax, hungry for victory, took the bait. They split their forces, pursuing the decoys, while the main Zetharian fleet prepared for a counterattack. Lila's heart raced as she called for the real offensive to commence. "Now! Engage!" The Zetharian ships, powered by newfound strategies and human tactics, surged forward. Lila piloted her craft with precision, weaving through enemy fire while giving commands that inspired her crew. The battle raged on, chaotic and fierce. For a moment it seemed as though the Zorthax might regain the upper hand, but the tide was turning. As the humans and Zetharians fought side by side, Lila noticed something remarkable. The Zetharians, once discouraged, fought with a newfound zeal. They were not just defending their home, they were inspired by their new allies. The humans brought a spark of creativity and courage that had been dormant in the Zetharian spirit. In the heat of battle, Fowler turned to Lila. "Your people fight differently. They believe they can win." Lila nodded, sweat beading on her forehead. "That's the essence of humanity. We never back down, no matter how bleak the situation seems." With renewed vigor, the combined forces pressed on, exploiting weaknesses in the Zorthax formation. Ships that had once seemed invincible began to falter, and hope ignited among the Zetharians. They fought like warriors possessed, their alien technology blending seamlessly with human strategy. But just as victory seemed within reach, the Zorthax unleashed their secret weapon. A massive battleship, the Zorthak Prime, emerged from the shadows. Its intimidating presence sent shivers through the Zetharian ranks. Commander Phalar's resolve faltered. "We cannot match its firepower." Lila's mind raced. They needed a plan, fast. "We can't confront it head-on. We need to outsmart it." A memory flickered in her mind, a tactic used in Earth's ancient battles. "We'll create a diversion. While it focuses on us, we'll send a small team to disable its core." With no time to waste, Lila gathered a group of volunteers, including Phalar and several brave Zetharians. They boarded a smaller ship skirting the edges of the battlefield, while the main fleet engaged the Zorthak Prime. As they approached, alarms blared, and the ship trembled under enemy fire. "Hold steady!" Lila shouted, determination etched on her face. They maneuvered closer, using the chaos as cover. Once in position, Falar and the Zetharians prepared to board the enemy ship, their hearts pounding with anticipation. With a mix of stealth and ferocity, they infiltrated the Zorthak Prime, moving through the cold, metallic corridors. They encountered fierce resistance but fought valiantly, fueled by the hope of their people. Lila led the charge, her instincts guiding her as they fought their way to the core. Finally, they reached the heart of the ship. Falar worked frantically to disable the power systems, while Lila and the others held off approaching Zorthak soldiers. Just as they thought they were outnumbered, the rest of the Zetharian fleet surged into the Zorthak Prime, bolstered by the humans' daring tactics. In a final push, Falar managed to trigger the core's overload, a blinding flash of light erupting behind them.
"Get out! Now!"
Lila yelled, leading the way as the ship trembled around them. They barely made it back to their ship as the Zorthak Prime exploded in a cacophony of fire and metal, the shockwave reverberating through the battlefield. The remaining Zorthak's forces faltered, thrown into disarray as the Zetharians seized the opportunity. The tide of the battle had turned decisively. With the Zorthak's empire crumbling, Lila and her team emerged as heroes, not just to the Zetharians but across the galaxy. The humans had proven that when faced with insurmountable odds, they would rise to the challenge, not just for themselves, but for those who needed them most. As they stood on the battlefield, Lila looked around at the faces of her team and the Zetharian warriors. They were united now, not just by war, but by an unbreakable bond, forged in the fires of battle. "We did it," she whispered, a smile breaking through the exhaustion. Falar clasped her shoulder, his expression one of gratitude and respect. "Together we are stronger. Together we are unstoppable." And as they celebrated their hard-fought victory, one thing was clear. The universe had a new force to reckon with, the indomitable spirit of humanity.